Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to the Zelda Universe Podcast. Thank you for joining us as we revisit the many locations, adventures, and heartfelt memories of our times in Hyrule. My name is Connor Schultz. It is my pleasure to be with you once again. And joining me this time around, we have two of our previously returning individuals. I'm trying to be fancy about this. I don't know why I'm trying to be... Kaylin, hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. And Jason?
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing too much. Grateful to have you all back with us, and glad to start off once again with Medley's Melodies, a series where we choose some of the favorite songs from the Zelda franchise, highlighting special pieces of music. And today we are visiting the ranch.
Yep.
The iconic Epona's song notes starting us off as we jump into this version of the ranch taking place in Echoes of Wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
I kept expecting more Epona's song to show up in the music.
I think they did it just right. Yeah.
You started with the three notes. It's like da-na-na, and
Yeah.
where'd it go? Where'd it go?
Yeah.
Come back!
Yeah, they wove it in there pretty well. They like to tease with some of their nods back to older songs and stuff,
Yeah, but usually when you nod back to something, you have it interwoven in the music itself. You'll get that a lot with different kinds. Kakariko Village is a really good example. The different versions that we've had, you'll find Kakariko notes in the future Kakariko version, but this one was just a da-na-na, and then they go into something completely different.
Yeah. Well, I like the way they did it, but I also understand what you're talking about. According to Kayla's description of it, like I kind of understood why they did that. But also too, when I think about this, one of the earliest memories of songs that gives me the kind of feel that you were talking about, but it's there, is the classic Ocarina of Time title theme. Most, if Ocarina was your first game, you wouldn't know. But if you're like us, who's played it since the beginning, we know where that theme comes from. But it's so subtle, like the recorder in there from the NES Zelda, you don't really know, but you're like, something about this is familiar. But it's just those few notes, and it's just so simple. And that theme is iconic. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm guessing maybe for this, they were kind of trying to have the same feel. It's like, yeah, you know where this is, you know where this song comes from, but we're going to do it a little different, but we'll play kind of a tribute back to it. You know what I mean? So I was guessing like maybe that's what the feel they were going for when they made this song. I like it either way, but I am kind of like you, kind of like when you pay homage to something, I want a little bit more from it. It's like the night riding theme for Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Perfect throwback to Link's theme, but sometimes I wish there was a little bit more of it in there. Kind of like how they gave us when Wind Waker, when you're traveling on the seas and you get the full theme. It's like, okay, well, sometimes you get a little tidbit, and then sometimes you get a full, reminder of the old ways, I guess you could say.
Yeah, the riding themes in Breath of the Wild, the day and the night, both of them have motifs kind of hidden in there, don't they? But they have them slowed down. They have them not quite immediately recognizable. Yeah. I really like how they did it with the Hyrule, with the ranch theme here, though, because it was, even though it did change it up a little bit, it was immediately recognizable.
True.
Like when you are exploring the map and you're not too sure what you're going to happen upon. For me, I didn't know until I got to this point that there were going to be mounts at all in the game.
Oh.
So hearing that theme and the relief that came with it, and feeling like, oh, okay, I'm not going to be on foot this whole adventure.
Exactly. Yeah, it's funny too because I think I didn't know either, and so when I got here, I was like, we're getting horses? Like, oh, this is awesome.
there is music that is just immediately identifiable with a location, and we're not even talking about what we've been talking about with that's Epona's song. We must be Horseland. It's more of a, you get to a ranch, you hear the music. Oh yeah, this is ranch music.
Yep.
It has the kind of American country type of vibe with the music, the guitar, maybe a little bit of violin, and it always sounds country.
Yeah.
And it's interesting how at some point or another, certain locations or certain environments have just become synonymous with particular styles of music, particular instruments. You listen to an organ, it's some kind of church type of thing, usually. Some kind of big, dramatic
Gannon
type
on
of...
his, Gannon playing music somewhere.
Gannon rocking out on his organ. You get to... I mean, when it's culturally significant, obviously, if you get to like something, Kakariko Village in Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, it's very Japanese stylized, so they have Japanese music and Japanese instruments involved there. It's just
it's funny too, because I feel like the first time that they did the Kakariko music in Ocarina was when I feel like it got the more of the country village ranch type feel, whereas like it was a little less so on Link to the Past, and I like how they did that too. But then, like I said, they've always done subtle stuff too, because even in Twilight Princess, you don't even really get Epona's song until you call her on the reed. You know what I mean? So
that's true.
I was like, they have their ways of weaving stuff in. I think the only thing for me with Ocarina was not hearing Link's actual theme in the whole game. But I still love it nonetheless. Still one of my favorites, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
And then they gave it back to us in Majora anyway, so.
The point where Kayla says that that there's the plucked string instruments that are kind of reminiscent of the Lumpy Pumpkin theme.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I thought that was such a good point. It's something that I hadn't picked up on before, but once I had read that and they had pointed it out, it became so obvious, like what they were talking about.
Yeah. Well, the recorder is even the recorder, that's like one of the oldest instruments you like, the first instrument you get introduced to in the very first Zelda. So it's like, to even just include that is like, to me, is iconic, and nostalgic as well. And even though I'm learning a lot of people's entry wasn't probably our entry, Connor. So you know what I mean? But you can go back and play these games and experience them, and see where stuff comes from. And I always think that's pretty cool when they, hark back to something, that was like in the older stuff.
Yeah.
There is a concept in musical composition known as a motif or leitmotif. Mm-hmm. And when basically the whole point of a leitmotif is to identify a significant person, place, or thing with a particular phrase in music. And so when you get to easy example here, the Epona's song, we know exactly what Epona's song is supposed to signify. And that's exactly what it goes for. Yeah. And you will get that across a movie, a piece of music, a franchise like this, partially because of that history. We know, those of us who have been here for a really long time, what the recorder means, what the ocarina means. We are now at that point where you have to mention that is the case. We understand the significance of Kakariko Village and Hyrule Castle and Zelda's Lullaby. And so you carry that onward because you have significance baked into the very fabric of the game that is inextricably tied to these musical phrases. If you have Zelda involved in your game in some way and you are not playing some kind of variation or replication of Zelda's Lullaby, then you're probably doing something very wrong as a composer.
Yeah, or just not paying attention to your audience. I mean, even with that, like we haven't even had a ranch, let alone a Lon ranch in Zelda games, in a long while. Most of the games they're either destroyed or you have ruins in the Wild series. You know what I mean? So, the return to having an actual ranch that's running and got horses and stuff, like I thought that was a big thing and a nice thing to do. And they probably would, like you said, it'd be nice to have a little bit more of Epona's, songs seated in it. But I don't know. I think they did a pretty good job. And in general, Echoes of Wisdom was a very enjoyable game.
One of my favorite ways that the motifs can reappear is in boss fights. I think the Rito Village boss fight in Tears of the Kingdom does it really, really well with that motif reappearing. But it's so, whether it's connected to like an area or an individual person, it's so good.
You said one of my favorite boss fights. Oh my God, I love you for that. Because that's the same. And it goes back to what Connor was saying. Because like even in that fight with Kogera, the way they wove in the Dragon Roost Island song into it is like perfect, and enough of it to really know what it represents, where it comes from, and they made it like more iconic, like a big theme to it. You know what I mean? Like this is big, this is huge. Yes. It's like the culmination of all the stuff you've dealt with in the last couple games, blah blah blah, whatever. And it's one of my favorite themes. I'm glad you picked that. Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. I will go into depths just to fight Kogera to hear that song. Like that's just how much I love it.
In my second playthrough, I saved him for last.
Okay.
But just because I knew that was my favorite fight.
Nice.
I wanted it to be the last one that I did.
It's a really easy fight, though.
Yeah, but it's fun. I don't care.
It's fun.
Listen,
it is fun. I'm just saying, for a boss fight, that's a really easy fight.
It is, because they want you to focus on the fun, so I'm all right with that.
It is falling through the air.
Yeah,
falling through the air through the boss.
Yep, it's one of the best things ever.
It's a fun way to do it.
Love that fight.
Well, thank you as always to our resident bard, Kayla Dandrand, for providing her insights into this particular piece of music. And we continue on to the realm of memories, a series where we reflect on our absolute favorite moments in the Legend of Zelda games. Yes. And today we travel to Goron City in Twilight Princess for what Briar Washaba describes as the original gut check rock. Which I have to say, yes, that is an apt description of what we end up doing here.
I mean, even having the sumo ring, because remember in that first time you see him at the over there in the canyon area, they have that ring, and it's the Ring of Fire, but it's basically the sumo ring, and I was like, wow, look at this.
Have either of you two ever watched sumo wrestling?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I actually know a guy that used to do it, surprisingly.
Really?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Yeah. He said he ate a lot. Because to keep his body weight up. But I mean, he was he's a decent sized guy too. But he's like, there's more. I think he said there's like more style, technique, and like muscle training than people realize. Like people just think they're big or like fat, and they're really not. they're kind of strong. I guess like farm strong would be like a term you could equate it to. I don't know, but like he was telling me a little bit about it. I thought it was interesting.
The thing that I learned about sumo wrestling is that there are, unlike wrestling or boxing, MMA, there are no weight classes in sumo wrestling.
Yeah.
And so there's an obvious advantage to being as heavy as possible, because the only way that you lose in sumo is if your knee hits the ground or if you're pushed out of the ring. Harder you are to move, and since there are no restrictions, you want more mass to work with. Which makes Link having to sumo wrestle Gorons quite the experience, because we don't get any high biological investigations into any of these creatures, and I'm not surprised why we don't. But I am convinced that Gorons are just born from rocks. They are
That's
completely rocks.
Too,
Yeah.
They're dense rocks. And as Twilight Princess demonstrates very well, they're as heavy as freaking boulders.
Yeah. Yeah. It always makes me laugh too, because I always wondered during this time, like, was this showing how strong this Link was, that he could literally stop a rolling Goron and throw him out of the way? I was like, yeah, like, but I mean, in the beginning of the game, you're stopping like the goats and tossing them to the side, like just by yourself. So it's like, I already knew like this Link's pretty strong. And it's like, you've had games, like, you always know Link is strong, but you never really know like how and like where. Or like they'll have games where like, he's strong, but like he can't move this rock or something. So they give him the gauntlets and then he can move it. And it's like, he didn't have any gauntlets. he was kind of just tossing him aside without. Like, he just needed to help with the lower part of the gravity, like you said, so he wasn't movable. That's why he has the boots. But I mean, other than that, and even when you wrestle the mayor's kind of big. Link beats him without the boots. So I was like, he's not no pushover.
Yeah. This Link is definitely, I feel like if you pit all of the Links against each other, Twilight Princess Link is coming out on top.
No question.
Yeah.
This man is built.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he's a farm boy. He's
a farm strong.
Like the first thing you do is herding those Ordons.
Yeah.
So
I think between him and Breath of the Wild Link, I think they're of the stronger side. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have the ones that are like more technique and stuff. I feel like Wind Waker, he'd be like crazy to fight because he'd be like Yoda or something. But like, yeah, like this Link, I definitely would say he's pretty strong.
In terms of raw physical strength, yes, Twilight Princess wins out. I would put it as a competition between him, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom Link, and Skyward Sword Link, because those are the three with actual, well, Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild in particular, they have had actual training.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Actual martial training. And then Twilight Princess is just raw power.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that means that Wind Waker Link probably is getting thrown to the winds. Sorry.
Remember, but he trains with I forgot his name, the fisherman dude, the
Orca,
the night guys. Yeah, Orca.
Oh yeah.
So I mean,
he technically trains with him, but okay, that's true.
Have you ever done that whole 100 hit thing?
Okay,
that's nothing to scoff at.
That is a very good point.
I've done it a couple times. That's nothing to scoff at. That's why I said he's pretty tough. We're
gonna have to go through this. The amount of training every single Link has had, which probably means we're gonna have to give the lowest rank then probably to Spirit Tracks. Because he's a train engineer.
He is.
Which you need some ability to like feed the fire and whatnot, nice. But he drives a train. He does not have. It's like almost the exact opposite of martial training.
Yeah, because like even with Breath of the Wild Link, like if you wanted to sell him out, but the backstory when they talk about when he like he was beating adults as a kid. And then he deflected the beam from a guardian with a pot lid. It's like, okay, this guy's no joke either. like what?
Oh, no. He is no slouch.
Oh, no. And Breath of the Wild Link eats rocks like Gorons. So
Yeah, Daruk had him eating it. Yeah.
I think that's more just the fact that Link is willing to try anything as long as it's technically edible.
Yeah, that's Link.
And whether or not those rocks were edible is a whole different... Oh gosh, I'm forgetting. I just, in my current Tears of the Kingdom playthrough, it was one of the NPCs I think mentioned it. One of the Gorons, I think. So they are technically edible by humans. The problem is that they are as tough as rocks, and Hylians cannot, they don't have the tooth or jaw strength to normally break those down.
I'll say this much: that's probably what could be considered one of the original gut check. What I mean? Techniques. Can you eat this rock sirloin? Well, we know he can. He may not enjoy it, but we know he can.
Oh, the constipation. Oh gosh.
I don't even want to know, man.
Oh, let's not go into that rabbit hole.
even the food you make, like sometimes you make the dubious food, sometimes you make the little rock like food. He'll eat it. You see his face, but he's like, I guess I'll eat this.
It's technically health. Okay.
When I make Breath of the Wild Link eat like 50 meat skewers in a row, there's nothing, not a single vegetable. I don't think he's
I do fry my bananas, so I'm guilty of that.
That's true.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. The Yiga clan has infected my soul when it comes to the banana. You know, I used to put a teleporter there. So you're the one picking up the random
bananas on the road and falling for their obvious trap, huh?
Every time, because I just want the banana.
It's worth it.
I just want the banana.
It's not like
I'm gonna fight you either way. Like, just let me get this banana. Come on. Like, you know what? I'm so bad. I know this is a whole. We can put this on a gut check line. Alias. I will buy the bananas from that Yiga guy, all of them. I don't care. It's like 10,000 rupees. I'll just buy them and then fight them afterward. And then I'll like sneak back into the Yiga clan to get the bananas they keep stocking. I know they're pissed off because they keep stocking them. I just go back and steal them again and go right back out. I don't care.
You know what? They deserve it. They're actively trying to bring an end to the world.
Yep. They must be fighting each other. Who keeps stealing these damn bananas? It's that Link again.
That's the real reason why Link is their sworn enemy. Not for Ganon. No, it's the bananas.
Yep.
Two things I want to make sure I cover in regards to the whole of our sumo wrestling discussion. First, this is the only real moment of, in my opinion, one of the Twilight Princess gives us the most fan service.
It did do
out of like job. Any of the games, I feel like. Yeah. And Link is definitely there for the ladies.
Oh, yeah.
Why did we have to see shirtless old dude? So you could see shirtless Link.
Yeah. Yeah, because this is the first game he got like that, right? This is the first game I remember that he was shirtless. Shirtless?
Shirtless. Aside... Okay, that's
Breath
true.
of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. You're right. But, dude, Tears of the Kingdom, he's ripped. Not Tears of the Kingdom. Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess. That man is ripped.
Yeah, he was in shape. That's true.
He is.
So even the mayor wasn't bad off.
For it.
Mayor Bo. Oh man.
He was probably again. He's more sumo-y built.
Yeah.
He's old. The other thing at the very end, it never occurred to me the mini boss in the Goron Mines, our big Goron dude.
Fight. I love that fight. Oh,
it's quite the fight, them, really. But it's still a sumo wrestling match.
It really is. You just get to use your sword.
You pump his belly a few times, and then you grab him and chuck him off into the lava.
Yeah.
Which seems
that was a good
rude.
Fight.
Why did we have to add in lava?
Well, I mean, it's Goron, it's gut check stuff. You know they gotta, be extra like that. You know what I mean? Even when you get in that room, it's like I don't want to kill you, but if you push me into that lava, it's not gonna go the same for me as if you fall in there. You just bounce back up. You're all right. If I fall in there, Hyrule's doomed. You know what I mean? So I gotta do what I gotta do, man. Like, sorry. Throw these metal boots on and toss you off the side. You'll be all right. I love that fight. That fight was fun. Oh my god. That whole dungeon I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed that whole dungeon.
Well, thank you so much to Briar for bringing us back to Twilight Princess and the original Gut Check Rock.
Thanks, Briar.
And we move on to Zelda Study, the series where we examine the history of The Legend of Zelda to bring you some fascinating trivia, looking at developments, curiosities, and the rich lore. Today, we move to Majora's Mask and a fun little discussion on Easter eggs. Well, Easter oranges, I guess, is the better way to look at this. Now, usually when I think of Easter eggs in a game, you think, well, at least when it comes to Zelda, I think of things like in Link Between Worlds, where for some reason Link has Majora's Mask. just hanging up in his house.
Just on the wall. Yeah,
It's look, here's this little Zelda thing. Oh, like the Mario pictures in Ocarina of Time.
Yep.
I don't know, for some reason I always tend to think of Easter eggs as references in the game to the game itself.
Sometimes they do it like that, yeah.
No, I will say, I have never once thought to look behind the Hag's Potions Shop counter. Which is where we stand today. Well, where Woman's standing.
I think it's kind of neat how, like, whenever the developers make a game,
it's
and they can
Kotaku,
get away with, Kotaku. But every time they make a game and they feel like they can throw an Easter egg in there, and it's not really gonna bother anybody too much, they will do it. So because I never knew about this, and that's one thing I love about Zelda. As much as I know, there's always something new you can learn, and just having. I'm not surprised to see it. Sorry, I played so many games where they have stuff like this. And you're like, what is this? Like,
so to give context to our listeners, and if you're watching this on YouTube, we'll make sure to put up an image of this. But in the Hag's Potion Shop, you meet with Kotake, and she is the one who's selling you potions. You got to make sure to get a health potion from her so you can give it to Kuome. And as it turns out, if you've never realized it, the witches are about the same size as Link. But the counter is also about the same size as Link. So in order for Kotake to be able to see her customers, she needs a little assistance. And the programmers decided not to give her a stool or a chair. They gave her a box of oranges. The Japanese apparently translates to Shinshu Mandarin Orange and Shinshu Agricultural Cooperatives, which I assume is an actual... Actually, I'm going to look this up. Is that an actual company?
I think it is. I think that's what they said.
The Shinshu Suwa Agricultural Cooperative Association. Yes. It's an actual
Yeah, she left
thing.
it in as a... Sugawara left it in as a... Like, she said it was like a small joke. Yeah, developers do stuff like this all the time.
I mean, the joke... I figured the joke itself was the fact that she's standing on the box.
That too. Yeah, that too. Because also,
I really like that they left it in.
Yeah, because also, like, I was like, the fact that she put that in there, that box in there, and it's like, did they have to pay royalties for that? Like, is that like part of the joke? Like, years later, it's like, oh wait, you put this in a game? All right, Nintendo, come on.
Well, I'd say more than that. It's they put the same box in the 3D release.
In the 3D.
Yeah.
So obviously they didn't get it the first time. So they had to put it in, and it's in better detail the second time.
Yeah, even more detail. Yeah, that's funny.
So I assume they don't care. Probably fun little like, hey, we're in a Zelda game.
I know. I would hope they have a good humor about it and just be like, like, dang, that's funny.
What other fun Easter eggs are you all aware of?
In Zelda games?
Yeah, just in Zelda games.
Oh, remember how, like, there's so many. like that picture you get for with Princess Peach in Link's Awakening.
Ah, yes. To be fair, there is a lot in Link's Awakening that is just
there's a lot in
Link's
Awakening.
stuff.
Yeah, I guess I can think of some other games.
The Prince is a reference to another game. Obviously, Bob-Ombs, Kirby, Piranha Plants, Goombas.
Yeah.
There's somewhere in Majora's Mask, I can't remember exactly where it is, but if you stand somewhere high up, you can see there's like an outline of Skull Kid's face in the grass.
What?
I can't remember specifically. Let me see if I can find a photo of this.
Gosh, I did not know
I probably didn't know that either. Wow, we're slacking. We don't know everything about Zelda.
We don't know everything. Oh my gosh, it's like there's more to discover. If only we had a series somewhere where we could find out all of these cool little tidbits. Where could such a thing be?
Oh, that's funny. I believe it too, man. They always find a way to put something in, you know.
Oh, there it is. Let me see if I can find it for you.
Oh, just share the link with us.
Yeah. Honestly, part of me was worried I just made it up.
Nah,
When neither of you had heard about it.
Yeah, trust me. Once you said it, I was like, yeah, that sounds about right.
I'm gonna be surprised.
Yeah.
There you go. It's a little hard to see, but
oh my gosh, you're right. That's the
funny.
skull
two
kid.
eyes, the hat.
That's
funny.
just to
I
the.
never would have noticed that.
That is just to the east of the southern entrance. That if you're
southern
looking
entrance,
through the
telescope.
The telescope, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
That's
I never
funny.
noticed that.
Wow.
That's great. We will make
There's
sure
a bunch
to
of stuff
put
you can
this
see
on
in that
YouTube
telescope
as well.
too, though. Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you're gonna hide an Easter egg, you put it through a telescope. That's the best place to be.
Yeah, exactly. Or like friggin' the mask salesman having the Mario mask on his back.
Yes.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Just fun little things I get to throw on the stuff. Let me think. Fisherman and Twilight Princess does not count because they directly talk about, oh yeah, you know this guy? Yeah. It's not an Easter egg if they're directly calling it out. It has to be just kind of... Because it's an Easter egg. You have to like look for it in order to
look for it. Yeah.
Like with this, you had to like line up the camera just
Perfectly.
right in order to realize that this thing existed. Those are the true Easter eggs.
Yeah.
I don't think we can top the Skull Kid in the field. That's pretty good. I like that.
I mean, I know of reverse Easter eggs for like for example, one of my favorites, like Super Mario RPG when Link's taking a snooze in the inn. That was like very iconic back then. Yeah, because I remember that was like right after Link to the Past, and we were kind of waiting for another Zelda, and then it's like, oh, he's sleeping, waiting for his next adventure. Like, oh my god, come on now, why are you teasing me like this? Oh man. I guess technically the recorder being in Super Mario Bros. 3 is an Easter egg to the recorder in Zelda, the first Zelda. I mean, if you want to think about it like that,
I'd say it's more a reference.
Reference, yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, it's funny too because they play the little Zelda theme, not the theme, but the like when you discover a secret when you talk to Link in Super Mario RPG.
It's with a game with a timeline like Zelda, though. It's whenever they put an Easter egg in there or like a self-reference, it really can just throw off everything because you can have a pretty good idea of where a game lands in the Zelda timeline.
Yeah.
But then there's a teeny tiny little Easter egg, and it's like, well, this is just thrown everything. We're gonna have to create a whole new branch.
Yeah, that's funny. I can't wait to see what people say when that new Hyrule Warriors comes out because I know that's gonna.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna fill a lot of holes that people ask, like, "Oh, what happened when Zelda went back in time?" Blah 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 blah. Well, here we go.
Okay, I have one more Easter egg to close us out on. So I'm just looking online for Easter eggs. In Breath of the Wild, you have the map pins that you can put on to give you directions on places you want to go check out. When you put a map pin on, there is Sheikah writing.
Oh yeah,
on the thing. Yeah. Now there's Sheikah writing in a whole bunch of places that you can read on the towers when you're getting the maps and whatnot. But this one specifically, the Sheikah writing that's coming off of the pin light spells out, "It's dangerous to go alone."
To go alone, yeah, yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, they have that one.
I never knew about that one.
Yeah, they have that one. In Breath of the Wild, in the beginning, when you're first downloading the stuff to the Sheikah slate, I think one of them says, "All your base are ours" or something.
All your base like belong to us.
Yeah, yeah. And it's a reference to that time when they translated it wrong in that game, and like there's a bunch of those.
That's oh gosh, that's probably not even part of internet culture anymore.
No, I think people know about that one at least. But yeah,
I have
it's
not heard
dangerous to go
anybody
alone. I
use
knew
that
one.
one in
Yeah.
a long time.
Oh yeah, gee, you dating us, Connor?
I'm just saying. Saw a Homestar Runner reference the other day, and I was like,
Oh gosh,
good
you're dating us, Connor.
times.
You're dating us,
Dude,
Connor.
I grew up before the internet.
You're dating us, Connor.
I was alive before Google was a
gosh.
thing.
Listen, I think
Remember
that's
when
why I
you
love
had
Breath
to
of the
go
Wild so much.
outside to play? Seriously, everybody, go touch your ass. Anywho.
Oh gosh.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much to Aaron Talon for providing us with
Thanks,
this
Aaron.
very fun citrusy Easter egg. It's oranges. I'm trying to.
No, that was good.
Well, we just concluded with some references in Breath of the Wild, so let's stay in the realm of the wilds for a bit, shall we?
I don't want to leave
it. Well, good thing we're staying here for another 30 minutes, give or take.
Oh, game wise, that's also what I meant. I just like the era of the wilds. I'm sorry. I know it's bad.
Why would it be bad?
So much. I don't know, because I guess some people are maybe they're ready for news. I don't know, man.
Enjoy it. It's there for you to enjoy. Unless you're living there, then you're trying to. I'm trying to start up a D&D campaign, which is not technically D&D, but it's tabletop. That's taking place in that time, like 30 years before Breath of the Wild starts.
I'd play that.
Yeah, me too.
I am trying to figure out how to do this because it's full homebrew, but a big part of that is going to be in terms of tone, because that's what you want, to get it right and not just be a high fantasy adventure like you would expect from a typical D&D adventure. Your tone and your environment is a big part of that, and when it comes to Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, it's a very unique tone and atmosphere, especially compared to the rest of the franchise, honestly.
Yeah.
And that's what, Caitlin, your article here is focused on.
Amazing article, Caitlin.
Very unique.
Oh, thank you very much.
A very unique tone in the Zelda franchise.
Yeah. I think one of the things I love so much about the era of the wilds is that, to me, it harkens back to like my very first experience with Zelda in general, with NES and Link's Adventure. And you always, back then, you kind of knew the kingdom was somewhat in ruin, or there was problems, and even the original Link, he was just a wanderer, he was just a traveler. And if you notice in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, you have a lot of those, well, not a lot, but you have a good amount of them that travel the roads just traveling. And what do they have with them? They have their their stuff, their backpacks that have like the supplies. They have a sword, they have a shield, and every now and then you'll catch them fighting for their lives, and they're safe, trying to defend their loved ones and stuff. And to me, that's like a big nod to how even like the original NES Zelda was, because Link just was traveling and ran up. Impa was being attacked, and he went and saved her. And you can do that so many times throughout these games, and I just love that, because to me that's always how Link was, even before the whole boy of destiny and blah blah. Okay, he is that too. But original NES Link, he just was traveling, just passing by. This lady needs help. Let me go help her. And I think these games help like pay homage to that, but also like they kind of give me that feel again. And I think that's why I love this era so much, because it's like a lot of things have gone wrong, it's desolate, and it's in ruin, but there's hope that things can get better. And that's why in Tears of the Kingdom I love it so much, because you can see them starting to get hope again and rebuild, and and even with the whole Sky Island calamity happening, they're still fighting. They haven't given up hope. And that says a lot, and I think that's why I love this time period so much out of all of them, because it just reminds me of that time, back on the original Zeldas.
There have been so many times where I've played Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, and I've sat down for hours and I've not done a single actual quest, whether it's like a main quest or a side quest, because I can just
Oh my god, yes.
so easily be like, okay, no, I'm gonna get some stuff done today.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna get some stuff done. I'm gonna go over to this shrine and get all of this stuff done, and then actually I spend a few hours just running around essentially.
Yeah.
But I also I really love like kind of the depth of the NPCs get, because you can meet a lot of people who are out traveling and on the road, but they're all out for their own reasons. So you might have merchants that are going from village to village. You have the Gerudo women who have left Gerudo Town. You have
always say hi to them.
Always.
Yeah, absolutely.
I say hi to everybody though, for real.
Look, I want a 7-foot tall desert woman in my life. Is that so much to ask?
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. That's hilarious.
You have the like the treasure hunters, Mina and Mills are two of my favorite.
Yeah, they're hilarious.
Those two.
Always up to some hijinks.
Mina, who is just dragging her poor brother around Hyrule, who just desperately wants to go home.
Why are you making me do this? Because there's treasure. I don't wanna.
Yeah. He's always, I love saving them because he's always like, "Oh my god, thank you, dude." Like, my sister's crazy.
You do have to always talk to the Gerudo women, though. I think one of my favorite interactions with them is the one that's outside of it's outside one of the stables, and it's where there's a group of 3 of them, and they're discussing the hero, and they're talking about how tall they think he must be.
Yeah.
You just kind of eavesdrop on that conversation, and the top of Link's head comes up to like maybe their waist. And it's such a dejecting conversation to overhear.
Or like that one lady that's like,
remember that one.
Yeah, I remember that one. And there's the one by I think it was like not Highland Stable, but anyway, she's like looking for the legendary hero, and then you get the Master Sword, and you're like, "Hey, it's me," and she's like, "Yeah, sure, I thought you were." And then she's like, "Okay, that's cool, but you need to go say Hyrule. What are you doing here still?" And it's like, "Well, never mind."
Dang it! Now everyone else is berating me for stuff.
Go save Hyrule. Get away from me. Like, oh, okay.
I admit my heart jumps just a little bit when one of them is like, "Could you be the one I'm looking for?"
Yep.
I could be. Maybe.
Yep. Or like when you go to that the heart pond in Breath of the Wild, and the guy doesn't want to, he's scared to talk to the Gerudo girl, and then like he won't get the courage until you say like rival time, and he's like, all right, wait. Hey, don't take my girl.
I am that man. I am that man.
Yeah. Oh god, that's funny.
But you do get you do have to kind of deal with the other side of the coin, though, when you speak to when it's Bozai, when you're trying to get the sand boots in Breath of the Wild, and then the snow boots, and he thinks that you are a Vey. Yeah.
I like how
you
can.
Oh well, maybe.
Yeah, like
maybe if I send her, she'll come back and she'll fall in love with me. And it's just like, I don't think.
You see, and
I'm gonna go get these boots, and then I'm gonna go live my life.
And then he's worried the whole time that you're gone. Like, I was worried about you. It's like, you sent me out here. What do you mean?
And that's why I'm the dude at the Lover's Pond, because I am terrified that I'm gonna come off like that creep.
That guy. I love how you can just be direct with him, like, give me the boots. And he's like, okay, hold on.
I would totally do it. See, that is the appropriate answer.
Give me the boots. That's hilarious.
Okay, so here's a question then. What voice is Link using when he's actually saying these things to people? Is he trying to, like, actually pull off the Vi, like, kind of voice? Or is he just going, give me the boots?
That's funny. I don't even know, because I know when like he first puts it on, he does that little pose like, and I was like, I imagine then he's probably trying to use a lighter voice, or maybe when he sneaks in Gerudo Town. But for him, I feel like he probably uses like, give me the boots. Come on. Hold on, wait.
I'm not even bothering with you. Give me the boots.
No, I think with Breath of the Wild being one of the games where you don't hear Link speak, but he does have dialogue options.
He does have dialogue options.
He does say
speak,
words.
So
he does talk, yeah.
Yeah, and the lines that he has, I think he's he must be pretty deadpan. But also, the Wild's Link's whole thing is that he is kind of the most androgynous of the Links. So I feel like if anybody, wouldn't have to put effort in, but still come across the way that they want to.
Yeah, definitely.
It's gotta be that Link.
Yeah, definitely.
Link has.
That's funny.
Link has been the stereotypical self-insert for as long as Link has been.
Yeah.
And so, as much as everyone, a large portion of the fan base is finally ready for Link to have a voice and have been clamoring for it, there is that quality where you can just say, all right, how is he going to do this? I don't know.
Like, how would he say this? Yeah.
How would he say this? And your interpretation is going to be different from mine. And there is restrictions, but there's also benefits to that.
I think I like in this one how they gave him more mannerisms to kind of convey that. Because like for example, when he puts on the Vey outfit and he's like, "You look beautiful," and Link does the little girl pose.
You're just saying that.
That had me in tears. Or like when the fairies just have their way with poor Link, and he's like, hold on, like,
wait,
I don't
what
know,
are you doing? What are you?
Like, what is this? Like, you didn't really get too much of that. Like, I think they tried a little bit like Ocarina, like when he runs away from Sorry or something, he like backs up and he runs off, or like he runs away from the and he's like like running away, but like this. Yeah.
How about a big Goron hug?
Yeah. So I don't know. I think I like how they give you a little bit more so you could kind of like get an idea for how he is. Because you had some games where Link, I feel like he's always just been straightforward. But then there's games where like he's a little mischievous. Like he was, man.
Oh yeah.
From
the diary entries as well, you'd get a little bit more insight into what he's like, and he has it's a really nice way to kind of find out more about his personality. I'd like him not. I feel like if I heard Link speak, it would have to be, if it wasn't just right, and I don't even know what just right would be. But if it wasn't just right, it would just throw the whole thing.
And this is why I am convinced. One of the reasons I'm convinced that Zelda movie is not going to go well. I am perpetually.
We're gonna have to return to that one, Connor. Yeah,
we can talk about it later. That's perfectly fine.
That's its own episode.
I'm just saying, this is the challenge that you are facing. If things do not fit right, even though Zelda is at its core the most basic of hero stories, there is so much in there that you have to pull off correctly.
Perfectly.
Otherwise, it's not going to carry the story and the tone that it needs to convey.
Yeah.
Anytime anytime that you put in a main character like this, voiced or not, you need to develop the personality for that character. And there's a lot, like you said, in there that does show Link's character in any of the games if you are willing to pay enough attention to what they are doing. Ocarina of Time Link is very different from Wind Waker Link. It's very different from Skyward Sword Link.
Yes.
And so how that is properly conveyed, despite the fact that he is a self-insert, is really important.
I think one of the things they have to capture, and like I said, we'll return to this later, but I just want to throw this out there, is how he is when it comes to dealing with dangerous situations. Because if you really think about it, most of the times we think he's just like, okay, let me do it. But we know that's not really accurate because he represents courage. You can't have courage if you're not scared of anything. So, you know what I mean? Like, and they have to find a way to convey that so that we like, yeah, that's Link. Like, okay, I got to fight this big dinosaur. He can't be calm about it. But like a lot of the games, you feel like maybe he kind of is, but he's really not. He's being courageous. He's taking on this big thing with probably no idea how to do it, but he's like, I have to do it, even though he might be scared as heck. And yeah, that's hard to capture.
Yeah. I really like the more expressive links. So Wind Waker Link is a really good
he's
link for
funny.
expressions. And then Wild's Link is also really good. Like with his animations, he's got one where he's kind of bashful one in dialogue where he's kind of scratching the back of his head. I I really like expressive Link. I think Skyward Sword Link is pretty expressive as well.
He had some good ones,
yeah. But no, you're absolutely right. This courage is not, I'm not scared of anything.
Yeah.
It's, I've got this really scary thing to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. And I mean, he doesn't have a choice in a lot of it, but
I've talked about this a lot, especially recently, how I am trying to flesh out stories in the Zelda games. And Ocarina of Time was very easy for me to do. One, because I played Ocarina of Time for decades now.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, dating us, you're welcome. And
hey, I'm with it.
And
I'm with it.
Because Ocarina of Time is a straightforward story. People get annoyed at linear Zelda, but there are advantages to linear Zelda because it lets you tell a better story. I am trying in some respects to do that as I am streaming Tears of the Kingdom, but it's a lot harder to do just because there is so much that can be done. Even though I am trying to play it in a order that makes sense, and I think what I'm doing at this point does make sense, being able to discuss the story while you're going through it is a lot harder to do because there's so much space. There's so many things to explore. And so I get myself distracted. I'll be talking about, okay, we're on Goron City now, and we have this stuff going on. And, how are we reacting to this? What's Link going to be doing? And then, look, Korok. Well, okay, strapping you to a rocket now. Oh, look, there's a shrine. We're going over here now. Oh, there's this over here. Addison, why are you putting this sign over a cliff?
Oh, my God.
There's no real way to put the story in because the story, as great as it is not the main purpose of a game like Breath of the Wild.
What would be...
The first week...
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. The first week of Tears of the Kingdom, where everything that I looked at, every social media where I follow Zelda accounts, was just Koroks in the most unfortunate of situations.
I'm guilty of that. The first time I knew I could put him on a rocket.
I mean, I wasn't trying to put him on a rocket. It was just, here's the Korok. Korok is here. Friend is 20 feet up a cliff. I don't have any options. Rockets it is.
Oh, no, I was like, rocket. Oh, it made him go that way. That's better. That's fine. Because I was just the minute I knew I could do it. Sorry.
You're so mean.
But the first ones that you encounter are on the Sky Islands. So if that goes badly, it's not just, he's rolled like a little way away. He is plummeting down to Earth.
He has a leaf to fly with. He's fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He's all right.
Why? What are they even packing in those bags? What? They're plants. They photosynthesize. They don't need to eat anything. They don't. Why do they have a campfire? They don't need a campfire. They'll catch on fire.
That's funny. Hey, they want to live normal lives as much as possible, I guess.
What is normal when you're literally a twig? You're a twig with a leaf face.
That's funny. Those poor Koroks.
They probably got some kind of impression. Oh, this is what you do when you go camping. Why are we setting this on fire? Because it's what you do. All the Hylians do it. We got to do it.
I wonder if it's like, they're so inspired by the hero that they want to try their hand of exploring the world like how he did. Because if you think about it, right, that was what made Ocarina of Time Link so... That was his courageous step forward, was going out into this world, open big wide world he's never seen because he's always been in the forest. And I'm wondering if that's their tribute to him. The hero used to be one of us and he went out and explored the world. So it's now they're doing that and it's just their way of doing it. Because even when he comes to the forest and you see the little ones with the stick when you're talking about the Master Sword and he's like, yeah.
Oh yeah. So I forgot about that in the cutscene.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if this is their version of it. Connor's right. They probably don't have anything in those bags, but they just feel like this is what he would do, so I need to do it.
Well, remember, the real reason they're all out in the world is not for us to run into them. It's because they decided to be a jerk to Pestu. You know what would be fun? Let's take everything in his maracas and run.
The one Korok who has actual material goods.
That's funny.
They have to steal from.
So here's my question then, right? Which is like a sidebar. Because you're right, Connor, and I didn't think about that, but the original Koroks went out on the seas to spread the seeds to regrow the forests. So they had purpose. These ones, like you say, yeah, like what are you guys doing? The world's already built. Like, why are you out here? Oh God, I never thought about that. That's funny. That is funny.
I like the idea that they're mimicking the hero. That's really wholesome. I can definitely see it in that one quest where you have to follow Oki to the shrine. That took me so many attempts, but I can definitely see it in there where he's so determined to be the one who does it on his own.
Yeah, I like that. That was a good one.
Mm.
The contrast between what we get with all of this fun stuff that we're talking about, and then the sky gets inexplicably dark, where the piano starts playing really fast. Every now and again, you get the reminder, oh, right, we're technically in a post-apocalyptic hellscape.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. It happens a lot with the Yeager as well, because they're so cartoonish a lot of the time, and then you will have a side quest where it's like you're talking to Dorian about his wife, and he's like, oh, my wife was murdered because of my involvement with the Yeager clan, and you're like, oh,
yeah, they are bad guys.
Yeah, they're not just like out here collecting bananas. There's
they're not. You're telling me they're not Team Rocket?
Jeez, that is funny too. Because like even when Urbosa's cutscene for the champion ballad, she's just walking there with Zelda, and they walk by. They look like normal people, and that was one of the first things that I loved about
Urbosa, marry me.
When I first played Breath of the Wild. Was how they could just be regular people. You know what I mean? They could just be regular or pose as regular people, and it's a whole threat.
So as I was planning out this Zelda adventure, I was looking at the map. I came to the realization that all of the currently surviving civilizations are on the outskirts. Yeah. Everything is in the outer circle of Hyrule. All of the towns, except for like one or two, like one stable that's close-ish to Hyrule Field.
Two.
That's it. Everything else is on the outskirts, because the actual prosperous center portions got obliterated, and they still haven't been able to come back because there's still things in there trying to kill everything.
Yeah.
Even with Lookout Landing in the second one, they have guards on all sides.
They got
even just having a tiny settlement like that.
I was actually surprised to see that when I first started playing that game. I was like, "Oh, we got brave to move this close to the castle." Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, this is Guardian territory. Why are we here?
Yeah.
Now here's an interesting.
Yeah, they did.
Let's say here's an interesting question on the connection to that, because of all the monsters that are there. They I don't know. It's one of those. Is there ever a time when they're not dealing with monsters? And we could even take this beyond Era of the Wilds to like the rest of the franchise. I assume at this point, because the calamity, the influence of Demise and Ganon and whatnot is ever present, there's never technically an end to the plague that is upon them. So there has to be monsters all the time, right?
If the Blood Moons keep coming back.
Are we talking about just the Era of Wilds or all?
I mean, in general, but since we're specifically looking at the Era of the Wilds.
Yeah, I'm thinking in the Era of the Wilds they always do, and that's why I say I love it so much, because it reminds me of the old school, Zelda, when they would hide in caves just to get away from them. You know what I mean? Or like hey, don't go outside of that cave without taking this sword because it's dangerous to go alone. And in this game they do, everybody that pretty much travels has some type of weapon usually, and if they don't have a weapon, they have some type of steed to get them out of the way fast enough. You know what I mean? Like nobody just travels. Well, one or two travel a little further than they need to and get caught out, and they don't have any weapons, but they're usually kind of a little bit, eccentric, I guess you could say. Like that one lady that keeps going to those bridges and getting attacked, and you got to save her, and then she runs back to the stable. It's like, why did I come this far? I'm like, yeah, why did you? You have no weapons. You don't have any horses. You're just out here, But yeah, you're right. I think they are always under the threat of attack from some type of creature or monster or something.
Yeah, there had to be a reason where they needed knights, that the Sheikah needed to train warriors. There's something that they need to be able to fight back against, and that's a lot of training and a lot of defense if you're not expecting something to be a danger to you.
That's why I also thought it was funny that, like, out of all the travelers you see, you don't really see too many Sheikah traveling, which I feel like
No.
They would help out, because they could at least, they could fight really well. But yeah, I don't, you don't really see them traveling too much.
No. Apart from in Tears of the Kingdom, where Impa just shows up in her hot air balloon after you finish clearing out an area, and she's just like,
exactly.
oh, hey.
How is she still walking?
That's classic Impa, bro.
Seriously.
That is classic
we're
Impa,
looking
man.
We're looking at what? About 8-ish years between Wilds and Tears of the Kingdom. 100 years between the onset of the Calamity and Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Which means, considering how old she looks like she is in Age of Calamity, she's got to be, what, 124?
Well, here's this,
125?
right? How old was she in... Exactly. But check this out, though. How old was she in Skyward Sword?
Yeah, but she was...
Oh, yeah, how much time passes?
Yeah, but she wasn't... Oh,
I'm
no,
saying,
you're right. She does walk. You're right. It had to be millennia.
She does. But, yeah, and that was more than 100. So maybe Impa's just, one of those types. I mean, if you think about it, Mos Cassia still moves very well. So maybe it's just something that they train. They can just still kind of have their agility and stuff, even at their age or their, whatever. I always kind of thought it was kind of like that. Because even when I saw her in Breath of the Wild and she was 100, I was like, yes, that's about right. That's Impa. Like, I've in Skyward Sword, she was way older than that. She still was, she still was able to move.
Huh.
Impa's tough. I love Impa. Impa's like one of the few characters. It doesn't matter how they introduce her. I just love her. She's just awesome. Whether she's strong enough to fight or wield a big sword or whatever, like any version of Impa is just always cool to me.
Yeah.
Even Fat Impa.
She was absolutely...
Age of Calamity.
She was absolutely one of my
Fat
mains
Impa.
in...
Yeah.
She
was absolutely one of my mains in Age of Calamity.
Fat Impa in Oracle of Ages and Seasons.
Yep. That was Hardy Impa.
Hardy Impa. That's a better term. I like that.
Yeah. Hardy Impa. I feel like she was like that. That's why we got what's the one from Twilight Princess. I feel like
Telma?
she was like her, like Telma. Yeah, like I feel like that was like her.
Oh yeah, that was definitely the stand-in.
Type. Yeah.
Telma was definitely Impa's stand-in, and
then we got Impaz.
I
do still love her.
Impaz bugged me.
Yeah, you didn't like her?
Not like
really
like a guy. First off, that was just me.
She was like, oh.
I know, but it's just I don't know.
Oh, I love that. That always kicks me.
It felt
out.
like they had to shoehorn in Impa somehow, and they weren't satisfied with Telma, so they gave us Impaz. I don't know.
They're like, Impazi. Oh. She does that thing.
I'm sorry, Caitlin. We interrupted you.
Oh, that's okay.
Sorry,
I think I was just going to say that that Impa in Skyward Sword, the younger Impa, is really hard on Link. There's one where you get to a temple just too late, and she gives you a telling off, which is, I mean, she's not wrong, but you feel kind of bad for Link at the same time.
It's so, oh gosh. I have told this story.
He's just trying to catch up to his friend.
That moment changed my entire view on Skyward Sword. Like, I was enjoying the game.
Really?
It was fine, but I wasn't like wholly invested in it. until Impa told me off, and I was like, I'm sorry, what?
You're like, Impa, why?
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did you not see the thing that I just annihilated?
Yeah.
I got here as fast as I'm invested, aren't I? Dang it.
That's funny she said that, because like if you think about like some of Link's oldest companions, Impa's like the oldest.
Literally,
and like
she's the first
for
one
her
you
to be
ever meet in the original Zelda.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like for her to be like that with you, I get where you were coming from. That's kind of like, dang, like. But if you think about it, like that's also too like what's dope about Impa is Impa will really provide you or tell you what you need to hear, whether you like it or not. She's always like that. She's always been straightforward, and that's why I like Impa as a character in general. Like she's always been like, hey, look, you gotta go do this thing, or like, hey, look, what's that on your hand? You're important. Here, go save this other Princess Zelda and do stuff, like, you know what I mean? Or like even when you meet her in Ocarina, she's like, what are you doing here? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
there you are. All right, this is what we're working with.
I really like that you were driven by spite in Skyward Sword after that.
I will admit.
Who
I
do you
will
think
admit.
you are, Impa?
I have to. I did not let spite motivate me when I saved her from Girahim in the next dungeon. I told her to take Zelda and go. Just so you know, I was not.
Gotcha.
I was hurt. I'm not a spiteful person. Usually.
That's funny.
I was hurt by what she said. Cause like what
Exactly.
Skyward Sword is my favorite game in the series because of that kind of emotional investment and storytelling. So there you are. Well, now that we have thoroughly analyzed a completely different game, apparently. Caitlin, thank you so much for your contributions to this discussion.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
Writing this article in the first place. It's great to
you did a great job
to identify
thank you
all of this stuff. And Jason, thanks for joining us as always.
Thanks for having me. Yep.
And thanks to all of you for listening or watching, whatever you happen to be doing. Thank you for joining us on the Zelda Universe Podcast. We try and put these out about once a month. We hope to see you in August as we continue with more facts, more memories, and more experiences here in Hyrule. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you next time.